At least now we are okay. I think we are working now. Let's see how it looks here. Yeah, I think it's working now. So welcome for a stream after a while, and I think the Restream platform there were some issues there, and it also seems that it has gotten a lot worse for Twitch to make adjustments in the Restream.io site. So, but let's see, we will manage. So today there is this global carbon project, the website that we have here, and maybe like this week they released some new data on 2023 emissions. Like thus far we've had the data for 2022 emissions. So I've been meaning to update some graphs that I have that use the data, and okay, I'm gonna show something here. That's not good. Let's see if I'm gonna show anything. Actually, they are here. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, I don't think my translations are working. Let's see. How do we get that one to show up? Okay, yeah, here I have some. It's a graph that I tried to plot some. These are like consumption emissions, and there's like this quadratic field. This is very much a work in progress, as you can maybe see, but I try to show that like there's already quite a bit like quite many countries where the GDP has grown, which is the x-axis here, and the consumption emissions have also gone down, which is kind of like the y-axis here. So those countries that are here in the green area, that's where that has happened. Like, but it's like the last data. But yeah, but that, I think it's like interesting because people are there's quite a lot of like arguments that we are just like basically like exporting our emissions to other countries when our production emissions decrease, but there's also like actual decrease in consumption emissions as well, which kind of like take these imports and exports of goods into account. Yeah, and the other graph that I'm trying to update are these kind of like circular graphs where I try to show the emissions per capita in all the countries in one graph. So, and this is also like I've been trying to make some adjustments, and it has kind of like really messed up the graph at the moment, but yeah, something like this. And then I also have the website where you can like the globalcarbonprice.com website where you can like make some scenarios for reaching climate targets. So I'm gonna update those like base data there as well. Like it's you can make projections there for the future, but what I am gonna like doing is to it has to have like some kind of like starting point, and that's like the historical emission data. So I'm gonna update that. But so let's see what we have here. So and I'm gonna show here on the right hand side where we are like, okay, here I think this is the 2022 data version. So I'm gonna have to get the equivalent link here to get the latest data available. So I'm gonna try to find it on their site. and yeah, we might look at some of the data here as well. Here's some key messages, but they don't have graph. Okay, they have some graphs here, but I think they also have like some okay, let's look at the key figures here just before we start the data finding process. So there's also like this projection for 2024 for this year that we are not interested in this one, but it is also interesting, but we are mostly interested in the stuff up to 2023, which is kind of like more of a statistics than projections. But in any case, we have this like yearly increase of like about 1% in the emissions per year. That seems to remain like this year as well, and there's like between some energy forms here, and there's some like countries or country groups here. The EU emissions are in quite clear decrease, which is kind of like nice to see, and the US emissions also a little bit like I think the US emission decrease is quite a lot to do with like also with like replacing coal with gas, which is less emission heavy. I think the EU emission reduction is maybe more to do with our policies, like the emission trading system and stuff like that. Like the EU emissions have decreased, especially in the emission trading sector in the 2023. But yeah, I think there's also like some signs that the China emissions are peaking, like maybe in like next few years, like they're projecting like a 0.2% increase this year, and there's so much like clean energy stuff going on in China at the moment, and I think the population there should also start to decrease soon, so that will also contribute to peaking the emission growth. And yeah, I think the India is quite there's a clear growth there. That's quite concerning, and of course a lot of this stuff is very concerning. Like we are still not peaking our emissions, and in order to reach the carbon neutrality, we have to reach like a net zero emissions, these total emissions here. Yeah, I don't know, like I've been calling this, like what they have here labeled as total emissions, I've been calling these net emissions, like net of fossil emissions and land use emissions, and I've been calling like fossil carbon emissions as total emissions. So there's this kind of like little bit of maybe I should also start using fossil emissions for instead of total emissions to maybe avoid some misunderstandings. I don't know. Yeah. This is but these are not. I like the report that they put out. Like this is like every year at the end of the year. But okay, let's see. Now we have to find the data. Visit the latest data page. See what this one is. No, okay. What's the? This is the data page. there should be like, okay, there's the latest data. Let's see that one. Seems like, okay, it's one of these ones, I think. I'm gonna check here a little bit how it's going here. Okay. Let's see. So it's some of these. So let's see. There's like national, what they used to call it, national fossil carbon emissions. So this one, I think this one should work. And it was in the Excel format before, so this could be like if everything goes very well, this should be very easy. So let's see what it looks like. So they have these here in the bottom, they have these different tabs. So territorial emissions, this is basically like the production emissions, or the also like the, these are the emissions that are usually reported, like and emissions that the national targets are based on. And we have consumption emissions until 2021. It's nice that we have like, wait a minute, 2021 now, because we get a little bit also past the year 2020, which was this exceptional year. Actually, what's happening here? Like there's, okay, we're still looking at consumption emissions. So here we have 2023 as the latest year for the territorial emissions, and it seems that we are not missing any countries here. And you can also see here like that in addition to countries, there are these some like country groups also that you can choose to look at, like here, like EU 27, European Union. There's like different continents here, OECD countries, non-OECD countries. Yeah, that's about it. And also the world emissions, which is very interesting. So let's see and try to make this now. Let's see if it works in the same way as before. So say tag out, and we are gonna take the link here, paste the link here, and we're just gonna, it's always very nice if we cannot say it yet, but when these organizations, if they keep the data structures same as the year before. Okay, here we are actually playing with consumption emissions. I'm actually, okay, let's see. I can actually leave this here, but I think we're gonna check out the fossil emissions first. So here it's the same dataset, but now we are looking at, here you can like you can change the sheet that you are downloading. So here like territorial emissions, and then let's take a look at so we skip 11 first lines. I think that's also the same here. So we skip until here, and then we take the, we're gonna take the country name. So and this will be then like the head of the table, or these are gonna be like the names of the columns here. And so then like the row 13 is actually gonna be the first gonna like row of observations actually. So let's see how it works. So if I'm gonna just try to do this, okay, let's, so we create some kind of template for the download. Okay, we have to actually, we have to first have our R packages open that are required. So I'm gonna run that now. I wonder if this chat is working. I'm gonna reopen this chat. Not sure if this stuff is okay. I think now it's working. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. Now we try the download the file, and we get this. It seems all right. And you notice here that there's a lot of like missing variables here in the kind of like 19th century. There's like no statistics, and it's like, I think like most of this stuff is very much like approximations anyway, but for maybe for some countries it's a lot harder to do those approximations. But it would seem that this could work like I'm gonna check still the consumption emissions. That yeah, it's gonna work here. The thing that we are gonna have like first 8 rows to be skipped. So now I think we are just gonna, so we have until 2023 for the population, and then we have all this stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna run this and we're gonna see what we get. Some of these files might take a little while to download. I also wonder if these guys, like I have this other data source that I've been using for, this is especially for total greenhouse gas emissions. So we're gonna go and check out if they have updated data. This is especially for my website that I've been no, let's see, how do I get, what's the records? Let's try this address. Okay, there's a newer version. So the newest version is from September, and it actually covers 2023. So we could update this one here as well. I think we should do it. So they had it ready quite a bit earlier as the global carbon budget people. So I think they should have the data files here. I'm not sure if these data files have stayed the same as much. They used to be zip files, so let's find something that is like as the very similar name. Primapist final. I think this could be it. This could be quite Primapist. Yeah, I think this is what we want to have. So I'm gonna copy the link. Okay. So here I'm gonna place this one down here like that, and then we comment out this one, and now we're gonna try to run this, and I'm gonna change here into 3, and I think we're just gonna hope that I'm not even gonna check the data structure, but we're just gonna hope that it's gonna be similar, and we're gonna hope that if it's not similar, we're gonna get some kind of error message that's gonna tell us that there's something wrong. I think the worst thing will happen is that you don't know that you are doing something wrong, or that you think that the data is something that it's not the data that you have downloaded. Okay, I'm gonna show you here. It's doing the stuff. Okay, so now we have, let's go see here. So here we have this here. Just gonna change this to 3. I think we have to do this somewhere else as well. 2022. I think no, maybe it's okay. So what I'm gonna try now is, yeah, we're gonna do some of these graphs, and we're gonna see what happens. Gonna check if the data produces what we think, and what, okay, something is wrong. That's you're not seeing the error, I think. So what? Just trying to see if we can spot some. But I think like nowadays our is working so that if it encounters an error, it doesn't continue to like, or at least this is kind of like a new default that if it encounters an error, it stops there. So I'm just like thinking like, where do we have this? Oh, actually, no, this should be fine. Huh. I'm gonna try this. Let's see, I'm gonna try this other graph that I have. This one. So take that out. So what's gonna happen with this one here? Actually, is this now with the new data or not? Let's see. I had some of these. I had these images also here, so we're gonna try to see like. So let's take a look at like Netherlands here, and if we have, is it the same? Okay, it has changed, so this should be the new data now. So it should be working out. So maybe the error that I encountered earlier had to do with maybe the some kind of coding coding error back there, but okay, let's take a look at the code again. So here we have something to do with this one. So we have the CO2 gap, but it hasn't been defined here, is it? Is it really this case that it's not defined here? If language is Finn. No, but it's not like this is weird. No. Are we like doing the is pretty weird because it's not so long ago since I run this with the old data. Okay, let's see if I change this back to 2022. So it's kind of weird that what's causing this issue now, but it's the same issue. What's wrong here? I also want to check that this is not like okay, let's change the variable here. So we're gonna try this one. What's the case here? Here the case might be that we don't have the 2023. Okay, it's drawing something here. So this works, but I'm not sure, like, do we have 2023 data, but it's not such an issue. Okay. I'm just gonna put this. Okay, this seems weird. What am I doing here? So if variables is any of these, okay. Else, but I think this just the case is that I just have to define. I will have to define this somehow. But why has this worked before? I don't understand. Why doesn't it work now? Okay. So let's see what we are getting. This looks weird. Okay, now I'm worried that there was some stuff that yeah, some of the changes that I was playing around here haven't been applied. It's quite a frustrating thing actually. I'm gonna check where Finland is here. So yeah, we've gone under 6 tons. That's like a nice achievement. I think this could be a little bit like could be a nice comparison to do, like, the countries that have reduced their emissions the most. Although it is always easier for high emission countries to reduce their emissions than for the low emission countries, because there's just so much stuff to reduce. Let's see where China is headed. 1.59 plus. I also wonder, I don't know, but this is just so annoying that I don't have. I'm gonna check actually on my laptop on what's. This is frustrating. I have to do some stuff again, which is some boring stuff. So if I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly check. It doesn't, well, Wait a minute. If well, actually it should. No, it should be here. Actually, this should be hand leading. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it should be fine actually. I was just thinking like that there was some like progress that I had made before that if it had been like if it if it hadn't been saved, but I think it's okay. But there's just like a lot to do here to make this work, and I just gonna like I'm thinking that I did do this stuff already, but it looks like it looks different now. I don't know what's the issue, and if it's still like some it might have to do with something something like I'm not getting all the countries here. Like we are not getting Kuwait here, which is the highest country. I'm also thinking like do I want to have this. I'm thinking about the colors here on the picture, because I want to emphasize the changes. Like do I want to have a what if I only had like one color? And then I have I could show those. Okay, but let's try to work with this a little bit. So we want to zoom in more. I never remember like what's the. I'm just gonna try out different stuff like and see how the graph will react. Actually, we're gonna get this a little bit lower. Okay, this didn't work out. I don't know what did it do. Try this 1.1. What's also a little bit annoying is that it takes quite a long time to draw with this. We don't actually need the. I think it's drawing the HD version, so I don't think we're gonna need that one now. So this is definitely the wrong way to go. So the stuff here I'm giving it like specification on like how to crop the image. So if we lower this, I think it should now crop the top less than it has cropped thus far, so this would get higher. Okay, this is the desired effect, but it's a little bit too much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna we're gonna like try out different stuff for as long as it's gonna work out. Okay, this seems a lot better. So now I think we want to crop the. Now we are losing the. Also, I want to see if we can get Kuwait and other stuff to show up. And how does it happen? That's not the answer. So let's try like 199. I'm just gonna like try out some stuff here. Okay, what did this? Yeah, this is not. But now we have Qatar showing up. But it's okay. Qatar has gone up. This is like a huge problem for my graph. So we would like to show at least show the like the top of the. Actually, it should be maybe fine if we use here like 100, because I think it's enough. If we okay, yeah, this is quite nice. 909. Like it can go here. Because it's just so high compared to everything else that I don't think we're gonna have it show up like totally here. We're only gonna show some. But there's also like, yeah, this was Qatar, yeah, the Kuwait is here already, yeah. So let's try like 100 here. Like, do we get this? Do we get like yeah, it's still showing up. So now we're gonna do the zooming. So the more negative this is, the more it zooms in. So let's try to zoom in some more. Okay. I think we can zoom in a little bit more. Still, and then we're gonna remove crop a little. Let's see. We want to. I think this has to be lower if you want to crop less on the right hand side. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's starting to look better. So what do we want to do now is Yeah, I'm not sure if if in this case the colors are so important. Mm. Like yeah, I'm meaning these colors for different continents. Not sure if this is hmm. So let's just change it here. Like if we have like the color here, so let's see how it looks like. So no, this is not what's the so it's the call. So what is the TMPU is the data file, so we're gonna change. I'm gonna try to do this one. So TMPU that call is, and now we're gonna get the color. I was thinking like this. So I think this could look quite good against both the green and red stuff to signify the change. So okay, let's try this one. Okay. It could be even a little bit more neutral. Yeah, but I think it's quite fine. I think it's showing quite well the differences. And I'm not sure, like, is it better to have the change as like up there, or like if I'm playing around with 4 colors, I could still like have some session where I try to find like a good mix. Yeah, in general, I'm not sure about this pink. Like it looks a little bit like some kind of like skin color, and that's a little bit like it reminds me of skin, and that's not very like a nice kind of like vibe. So let's try here let's try the yellow. I'm a little bit worried that the red is not gonna show so well on the yellow one. Also, like now the white numbers on this pink background are not working so well. Yeah, it's quite okay. I think we have to find some, if we're gonna use the white numbers, and I think we should, because I think we just have to find something darker. Let's see. See if we have the okay. Do we have what's the background color? Do we know? Okay, background color is this. So I'm gonna try to create background color here. Huh? Create can I get this Kurita to show up? Oops. Where is it? No. Okay. Get it a little bit lower. Okay, something like this, and okay, let's play around with this a little bit. Okay. See, where is my mouse? Here. No, it's the way around. So I think we need to find 3 colors here that would work well. Okay, let's see here. Looks a little bit weird. I want to get this toolbox out of the way like this. So there's like and they have to, so 4 colors. One is the background color, or 5 colors actually. So the first is the background color that we have here, and then we have the text color, which is white, and then we need the increase and decrease colors, and we need the color for the bars, and the increase and decrease colors, they should be in any case like some shade of red and green, and then we just have to figure out like what's the good bar color for that. It's like going through a little bit, and I think like we had the skin color there. It's not so bad. Like I think it was quite, but we have to have something darker. So what's like a little bit dark color, but also quite like muted color, but it has to work with red and green, so it cannot be too close to reds and greens. Thinking like some of these blue shades, and if we then try to get some reds and greens there. Yeah. Like, okay, can we get? So we can have a little bit more color here. This, but I'm not sure. This more of a turquoise, and if we have a little bit less, I'm not sure if this is gonna turn out well, and then we try some. The green doesn't have to match so well, because the green colors, they're gonna like show up on like above, but the red color has to be quite distinct, because it's gonna be on top of the bars. Yeah. Yeah, let's like the yellow. I think the yellow could be quite nice. I think there's like I think the background color is quite good for yellow stuff, but I'm not sure if I ever find like a nice dark yellow color. So and it has to be dark because it has to work good with white. So let's just, if it's a little bit like a if it's a little bit closer to orange, like compared to what we have here, like over there, like this gets a little bit, it can be hard to spot then we have let me try those. White. Yeah, I think the orange just looks so boring here. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're ever gonna. It could also be like, okay, I don't want to change this. But it could be, no, you cannot do it. I'm like thinking about changing the color of the countries and the numbers to be black, but it's not like a possibility. Shouldn't be thinking about that. Okay, I'm gonna try. Where do we have? We should have something called advanced color options. So we want to get the here Docker's advanced color selection. Okay, it's here. Can I get it bigger? Still, was it something else? Yeah, it's not this one. It's not the artistic color sector either. Specific color sector. Okay, here we go. So now I think there was some setting here that we have to. We have to make sure that we are. Let's see. If we put this one, yeah, we don't. Yeah, the color, the code here is wrong. So this is RGB. So now we have the right color. Now. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit. Okay, and then we put it here. Let me see what we get. But I don't think I'm gonna like this one. Yeah, it's not good. So what if we have more color? Okay, no. Yes, still like it like from the, you have to zoom in pretty close to see the text. But I could have basically have the like the inside. No, I cannot have the inside text black either because it's here again. Here again. I think I'm gonna stop here. Actually, my coffee is getting pretty bad. I have to drink some stuff.